Hi guys, today's video is a little different from usual. I'm kind of experimenting honestly. This is more of a journaling podcast, episode 1, where the goal is to just sit, write, and talk about life realistically. And today I want to talk about hobbies. We all have something we like doing, and in this podcast I will talk about how I am planning to turn it into a career and how you can do that for yourself too. Turning hobbies into a career sounds very easier said than done, and honestly it kind of is easy because you already have the skill. It just takes time, it takes patience, but then everything else does. And at the same time, there is something really grounding about knowing that the time you're investing, even if it doesn't work out exactly how you imagine, it still is going into things you genuinely enjoy. And if you're into journaling, writing, art, creativity, or you're just in that phase of life where you're trying to figure things out slowly, welcome, you're in the right place. I think I'll start with writing though, because that's where everything kind of began for me. I've been journaling for a really long time, like years, every single day, so writing has always been my default way of processing things. Whenever something feels overwhelming or exciting or confusing, I write it down, and over time, without even realizing it, journaling actually improved my writing skills, my vocabulary, my flow, and my ability to tell a story. So not in a technical way though, but more in a voice way, and I'm still learning and improving though, but I've always been the imaginative one in my family. I remember writing short stories and essays when I was a kid. I used to write poems too, and let me just say, I found one recently. I was going through my memory box yesterday and I found a poem I wrote when I was around 12 years old, and I genuinely wanted to bang my head against the wall after reading it. It was so dramatic, so cliche. I really hope no one ever reads it. If someone does, just know I was going through something emotionally intense at the age of 12. But yeah, that's kind of where it started. Writing was never something I forced. It just existed in my life naturally. As I grew older, my writing and storytelling skills improved, and not just because of journaling, but also because of reading. Now, I won't say I love reading because I'm very specific about what I read. I go through phases. Sometimes I don't read at all. Sometimes I binge read. Last summer I read around 20 books, and I know that's not too much for someone who loves reading, but it was for me. And I'm really into thrillers and popular fiction. I recently read 2 books by Nash Lanty on iReader, and I loved the pacing, the suspense. That kind of writing really just excites me. I like stories that keep my brain active. Apart from fiction though, I also really enjoy reading history, and not in a textbook way, but more in a narrative way. I love learning how people thought in different time periods, what ideas shaped societies, so I kind of love debating about it. And now that I've graduated, and that too as an English grad, I finally decided to take my writing journey seriously and turn it into an author journey. So right now I'm working on my first book. I'm about halfway through, which honestly feels unreal to say it out loud. I'm done working on the main plot. I'm now focusing more on the chapters and the structure, the flow, and yes, I procrastinate a lot, like genuinely a lot. It's a fictional thriller, but eventually I also want to write educative texts and about personal growth. I really enjoy mixing insight with storytelling and humor. Humor is important to me, honestly. One of my long-term dreams is actually to write a comic novel someday, and I think I'm good at it. Even in my current book, I've added a lot of subtle humor because that's just how my brain works. And while I'm writing this book, I'm also slowly learning how to market it. Right now, the goal for me is not money. I just want to get my name out there so earnings can come later. And yeah, another thing my English degree made me realize is that I actually enjoy presenting and speaking. I like explaining ideas. I like talking about things that matter, especially in platforms where you can like speak for a cause, talk about a change. This has been one of my biggest dreams, honestly, and I know it sounds ambitious, but I want to say it anyway, and that is that I want to one day speak on a TEDx stage. And who knows, maybe even in the future I start something of my own along those lines. But right now, I'm learning, so I'm holding back from forming rigid opinions too quickly, because I think it's important to understand before you speak. But yeah, speaking, writing, storytelling, all of these hobbies started connecting into something bigger for me. Another huge part of my life has been art. I love painting and crafting. I find it very meditative. I actually already run a small online business where I sell handmade journal supplies. So far, I've sold around 400 pieces. The sales do flatline sometimes, but I still earn a little while enjoying the entire process. My shop link is in the description and you can view my products and my posts. So my goal is to expand this into wall arts and digital prints. I already have a lot of paintings. The challenge is marketing and logistics. Honestly, that's where I need expertise, but for free. I'm just kidding. I'm my own expertise, and this is another one of the best parts about hobbies, that you learn other things as well. Although I must say international shipping can get expensive, which is why I'm leaning more into digital prints for now. It's still a work in progress, but because it started as a hobby, I already have the skills. That makes the learning curve less intimidating. Now, all of these might sound very smooth when I say it like this, but I want to be clear. Turning hobbies into a career is not easy. It is slow, it's uncertain, and it requires patience and consistency. And sometimes you question yourself a lot. That's why at the same time, I'm also searching for a job as an English graduate, mainly for experience. I'm planning to apply for my majors in literature or linguistics eventually, and I need some backup while I work on my long-term goals. But while pursuing all of this, I'm trying my best to go with my pace and not like rush into things, so not to burn myself out, which is why I don't need to perfect everything right now. I know a lot of other people have different hobbies. Some of you might be interested in sports or cooking, and I will say try making it economical for yourself. Use ChatGPT for your benefit and plan with it. But my biggest advice for you is that do not rush it and overwhelm yourself with it. Look into your hobby careers and journal a step-by-step plan, because even if things don't turn out exactly how you imagine, the fact that you spend your time working on things you love already makes it worth it. At least you didn't waste your time. For me, every moment felt meaningful. So yeah, that's kind of I am at right now. Still figuring things out, still learning, still journaling through it all. And if you're in the same phase, trying to build something slowly, just know you're not alone. And this brings me to the end of my video. Your support generally means a lot. If any part of this resonated with you, feel free to comment and share your thoughts. I would love to know where you are at in your journey. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.